those two are gonna die. We have been challenged by you guys to cross the Simpson Desert in something that isn't a four-wheel drive. Look at that. I mean, that
is the Simpson Desert.
It's barely worth a drive, isn't it? So we figured, let's go on a bigger drive. So we're gonna go from Perth to Kalgoorlie. I hate that word.
Kalgoorlie.
To
Laverton.
To Laverton.
Now this is where the road stops. There's no more road after that.
That is about 1,000 kilometers to Laverton.
Yes. Well, no paved road.
Yeah. Now, from Laverton, we're going to take the Great Central Road, and we're going to go all the way up to Uluru. It's here. Uluru. And then from there, we're going to drive across to Mount Dare, which is here.
When we get to Birdsville, hopefully, one day. So, to put in perspective, this is about a week and a half to get to Birdsville. And then from Birdsville, we're gonna trek down to Murray, to Coober Pedy, and then from Coober Pedy, we're going to take the Anne Beadell Highway back to Laverton, which is 1,300 kilometers of corrugations and stuff. Alright, let's see if it drives. Alright. Morning guys, so this is what we woke up to on our first morning of this crazy trip, and alright, here's the hole. It's a decent size. We'll see if we can plug it. Obviously the tyre is toast, but we'll see if we can plug it at least to get us to the town. It's only about 10 k's from here, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we'll see if we can plug it and nose to there.
So it really is a masterpiece of, yeah, well, have a look.
You gotta be proud of that. Alright guys, welcome back. So the last time you saw us, we were putting some new tyres on the buggy, which has gone well. They're good. So we've driven for a good few hours today, so we're an hour and a half from Laverton, and we were going to try and get there today, but Jake came across this on the map, and we've decided that we're going to camp here because it's a pretty epic spot. Gonna go and collect some wood, get a good fire going, have some beers, and get some music cranking because we've got 2 speakers to try it, and there is no one around here. So, and the buggy so far is doing really good. It just cruises along at 95 to 100, no bother at all. And it's just fun to watch the dials do their own thing because sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. So yeah, we'll see so we're going to go and get some firewood. We've created a space in the back of the buggy so we can go and get some firewood. And then we're going to get a fire going, we're going to camp, and we'll give you an update tomorrow. Crank it.
To the firewood!
There you go. Beach buggies were designed for carrying firewood. Exactly like that. Greetings, viewers. It's me, your host for the day, Basil Wankerface. Lovely. Gotta love camping. Welcome to day 2. We start the day with bacon, of course. Had a good sleep. We drank probably more beers than we expected to, and well, yeah, feeling a little bit dusty this morning. Today we're gonna head off to Laverton. We're gonna fuel up. We're gonna get coffee. And then we're going to get onto the Great Central Road and we'll camp somewhere on the Great Central Road tonight. Weather's good, awesome camp spot. A few dingoes went through last night and an emu. I thought Jake was out in the middle of the night pounding around the place, but it turns out it was an emu. So yeah, you can see the footprints over there. So yeah, we're going to grab some food and we're going to get going. Welcome back, guys. We have just literally joined the Great Central Road, so we're heading up to Uluru. So we're heading off that way, and everything working out, fingers crossed, in 3 weeks' time, roughly, we'll be popping out of this road here, which is the Anne Beadell Highway. So we're going up to Uluru, across to Simpson, Birdsville, Coober, back across Anne Beadell, pop out here. That's the plan.
In that.
Now, considering something breaks on it every day, we'll see.
What broke today?
Today the headlight.
That's right.
The headlight went pop. So that's the plan. We're going to drive about 3 hours up the Great Central Road, camp there tonight, and carry on again tomorrow. So we're officially getting off road now, aren't we? Looking forward to it.
All right.
See ya.
Pumps water from that hole into that canister.
I don't mean to like shit on your parade. I mean, I don't mean to like rain on your parade, but there ain't no water in that hole.
Oh.
Which is why all these dead animals are here, because they've all come here from miles around thinking, yeah, remember that watering hole, boys?
Well, let's introduce our campsite to our viewers.
So the camels, they're coming along, right? And they're like, water hole. I know where there's one. And then like they all get here and they're like, Jimmy, there ain't no water hole here. And then basically they all died. And there they are.
Is that Jimmy?
That's Jimmy. There's Ernie over the back. And there's another dead one over there. So this isn't creepy at all, is it?
Well, here's another thing that broke today.
What, your boot?
My boot.
Yeah, so you want to see how we have to get into 100, what is this car? How much was this car new? 100 grand?
A lot.
Right, a lot.
So here's how we get into the boot of the car.
And then you're just supposed to press that button, right? And it's supposed to open. But
no.
That's what we have to do.
Door, open. And just give the door a second, because he needs to wake up. He's sleeping. And then he just opens the door for you.
Hello, sir.
Oh, thank you for opening the door. You can go back to sleep.
$100,000, you get a complimentary guy who opens your boot for you.
Well, because there's no other way to open it other than this manual override latch.
You're setting off. It's time to go. The engine's running. My mind is lost. We always knew this day was coming. Now it's more frightening than
that thing makes the most incredible noise when it's starting up. And it woke us up around 3 a.m. and it sounded like the tripods from World of the World. It was pretty freaky.
How you doing there, Dust Boy?
Hello, Dusty. So this is the gap I'm looking through.
Yeah.
And if you notice, there is a little circle here, and that allows me to see the speedo.
Oh yeah.
And that's really it.
Yeah.
It's dusty.
It is incredibly dusty. And your stand flag is looking a little bent.
Yeah, you just need to hold it up. That's it. So if you're driving through the dunes and you want people to see you,
Just hold it up.
you just drive like that.
That's easy. That's fine.
Yeah. Hey Darren,
Yeah.
what are you doing there?
I'm tightening a bolt around the oil gasket
Why?
because she's spitting oil out of the back of her.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Another day, another thing broken.
So when you go at a certain speed, you get more. So
So you reckon it's coming
I
from...
reckon it's coming out from this seal around here and here.
Welcome to day 4.
So I'm just doing some pre-departure checks. So wheel nuts again, oil, well, tighten what I can. And then yeah, the air filter, well, the air cleaner in here, but this is the filter. So this sort of comes out like that, and then you've got another filter in there.
Oh wow,
Um,
it's cool, isn't it?
yeah, but that one is very clean. As you can see, that one's got a bit of red dust. So you can either just give it a bang, or you can use if you've got an air hose, just blow the air out of it. So we'll do that every morning just to get the worst of it out. And then she just goes back in like that. And there you go, here presto.
Hey Darren,
Yes,
what are you doing?
I'm feeding the buggy. It's quite a thirsty bugger.
Is it the first time you're doing it today?
This is the first time. To be honest, it's done really well. I've driven over 300 kilometers, and this is the first fuel I've had to put in. And put this 20-litre jerry can in, and that should take us to Uluru, which is about another 2 hours to go. So actually, she's pretty good. Oh Lordy, buy me a Mercedes Benz.
End of day
4.
4.
Yeah.
How was it in the buggy? You were driving it today.
You know what? It was really good fun, and it was there were some big corrugation sections at one point. There were some serious corrugations, which was a little bit like meh, but the majority of the day, this thing just cruises along, even on that bumpy roads. There's rocks, sand. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. The time flew past.
I have to say, yesterday I did some corrugations in this, and then today I've done them in the Y62, and I think it was more comfortable in the buggy.
Well, we stopped at the side of the road today, and I
Yeah.
was speaking to some guy, and he was like, "Oh, how does it go?" And I was like, "That thing is better than that on this road."
Yeah, pretty much.
It is.
I mean, honestly, not just that road. Like, some of the tracks that we've done in the past, this was the most comfortable I've done them. Most comfort I've done them in.
We've just come across like a sort of
creek crossing and there's like rocks and stuff like that, and you crawled across it, and this thing,
I wouldn't really slow it.
I barely felt it. So I mean, you've got to watch clearance, obviously. That's the thing with this, but yeah, it is quite a like messy experience. So
Well, it's involved, is it?
yeah, you can taste the dust, and yeah,
It's a full sensory experience.
it is indeed.
So they're wiping the bonnet now. they're down here, and so when you switch the switch on, nothing happens. Apparently, you can take this off and then you can reset it and then put it back up here. But that said, when I was in Perth and it rained a tiny little bit, these things go like that. It's like hopeless.
They're not the most efficient, are they?
Nah. So, but I mean, we'll take that. That's if little things like that break, we can handle that. But today, nothing significant so far,
Yeah, no, that's true.
which is good.
How cool is this spot? Alright, I'll let Darren wrench. I'll get it back to my gasket sealing here. There you go. What you guys do is just apply it and leave it dry for a couple of minutes. It becomes a little bit more tacky and solid. And then you assemble it together. And make sure you do this when the engine is cold. So yeah, we're doing that now. Bit of maintenance. And after that, campfire and dinner. What's for dinner today?
Oh, you know what, mate? I don't actually know.
Do we have more of that amazing pasta sauce?
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
I smell pasta in the air for tonight.
Pasta and sausages.
Pasta and sausages it is.
Morning guys, welcome back. We are at camp and we're just packing up and we're heading off to Uluru. We're going to get some coffee, going to get some breakfast, going to do some washing, get some food, get some supplies, take some pictures of Uluru with the buggy, and then we're going to head off towards Mount Dare later on in the day.
Where are we now? Can you guess?
Yeah, Uluru. So this is the second part of our series, and from here we're going to get some supplies, and then we're going to head off for Mount Dare, and that is our last stop before we attempt to go across the Madigan line in the Simpson Desert and pop out in Birdsville, and all things being well, every one of us will be there.
Fingers crossed. Alright, let's get into it.
Cheers. Hey, Helmet Head, where are we?
We are at the Geographical Centre of Australia.
Yeah, what's that?
That's geographically the centre.
Wow.
We are about, what, an hour from Mount Dare Hotel.
Yeah.
Where we're staying over the night. We'll eat some good food, drink some good drinks, and become humans again.
Yeah, 'cause you smell.
This is just incredible. Oh my god, this is one of the best drives of my life. Have a look at that. There's no one, nothing. Alright, been driving all day. We are almost at Mount Day Hotel. And then tomorrow we're gonna hit the Madigan line and get across the Simpson, hopefully. Woohoo! Welcome to day 7. 7? 7.
I can't on my fingers.
Yeah, fine. Welcome to day 7. We are leaving Mount Day Hotel. We had some of the best. Oh, the plates are gone. Yeah, they already cleaned the place while we're talking. We had some of the best brekkie in a long time.
Yes.
Your coffees?
Yeah, it's gone.
Oh, mine's still. Ooh, look at that. Eee. That's a luxury these days. Yeah, we have the place to ourselves. But we're just gonna check a few things. Oil,
Bolts, water.
refill water. And we're going to head towards the old Andado station. That's going to be the last civilization stop. And we're heading to Madigan Line. So, wish us luck.
Yes. She's there.
Alright.
Yes.
What are we doing?
Doing a U-turn.
Why is the buggy over there?
Because the buggy's going to stay here while we backtrack and get fuel.
Well, so yes, there is no fuel at the Andado station. We thought that this is the last station before Madigan. It is the last station before Madigan, but it hasn't been used for a very long time. So there is a caretaker that lives here that maintains it, but it's more of a old place to look at. But you can camp here. There are cabins that you can book, but no fuel. So we'll just backtrack to Finke. I think it's about 80, 85, maybe 90 k's back. But we don't have to go through the track because Finke is straight west. So you can take the gravel road, so it shouldn't take too long. So do that, refuel the car, refuel the jerry cans, come back here, have lunch, and get going. We just came back from Finke. We've got fuel, so the Y62 is fully fueled up. We have 160 liters of extra fuel in the jerry cans, and there's 35 liters in the buggy. Next fuel stop is Birdsville on the other side of Simpson Desert. So wish us luck, and we'll hit the first few dunes, get to the camp number 1A, and we'll report from there. Welcome to Simpson Desert. Ta-da! The beginning of the Madigan line. This is camp 1A.
Yep.
Which is the first camp on the Madigan line.
And it is so quiet.
Made it to Simpson.
Made it to Simpson, so
I was just looking
well done, Bruce.
I was just looking at the trip taco counter number thing in a car.
That one.
We've done 3,200 or so kilometers so far.
We're almost halfway there.
So, Bruce, 3,200 kilometers.
Yep.
Most of it off-road.
Yep.
Still more comfortable than the Y62.
I had some amazing fun in him today. I have to say, some of the tracks were just loads of sweeping corners. And then coming in here,
Oh yeah.
there's a lot of corrugations. So what I found is third gear, 80 kilometers an hour.
You don't feel them.
He just floats over them.
Yeah.
It's the only way. Otherwise, you're literally rattled to death.
Yeah. Fortunately, in the Y62, you can't really do that because it's so heavy that it follows them.
So,
but it was good.
Planning lesson learned today. We had a really good one of them. But we like to put a silver lining on the fact that we had to double back to Fink and get fuel. I had an amazing steak, bacon and cheese pie, and a Fanta.
Yes, I had fresh orange juice. And when we got back, we actually had a little bit more fuel than if we would have refilled in Mount there. So
The caretaker at Old Andando.
that's the one.
That's the one. Caretaker Old Andando. It's really annoying. The caretaker at Old Adado, he kind of laughed at us when we rocked up and asked him for fuel, and then he proceeded to tell us that the shop in Fink was very good in case we needed any more supplies.
Yeah.
And I think he's sitting in the chair tonight going, those two are going to die.
Good morning, guys. Welcome to day 8 and first day of the Simpson, isn't it? Darren is packing his tent. It was a peaceful night. Look at this campsite. It's about 8:30 in the morning. We're gonna get going. We're gonna go north, so we'll be trekking north a little bit between the sand dunes, and then around lunchtime we're going to turn east, and we're going to start cutting across the sand dunes following the Madigan line, and hopefully we'll make it to Camp 7 by the end of the day. That's the goal. If we don't, it's okay. If we do get further, that'd be awesome. Alright, we made it to Camp 6.
Yeah, good going.
Yeah, it's lunchtime, isn't it?
Ask me how my day's been.
How's your day been?
Up and down. Oh,
Dude.
our pasta sauce has exploded. Broken. Oh, and the lid's come off this one. Oh, that is disgusting.
So that one?
That one's broken, and then I think, yeah, the lid's come off that one. We're not having pasta then. Right, do you want some pasta sauce for lunch?
Yes, please.
I'll just get you some out of the container.
Yeah, just put it on my pasta.
There you go.
Thank you. Alright, we've got another casualty. The microphone has rattled itself completely off while driving from the camera. So Darren mentioned when we got here that he couldn't breathe in a car and the aircon wasn't working, and yesterday was already pretty bad, so we thought we'll check the internal air filter.
That's about 0.5 millimeter of dust and
That is
rubbish
the
there.
internal filter, because we don't let the external air in when we're driving.
Wow.
Well, as you guys can see, it's fairly involved driving, but it's actually quite smooth. I have to say that I'm impressed. 61 years old buggy. I'm just gonna rest another dune, wait for Darren to get a little bit further. But yep, third gear between the dunes, second gear into the dunes, and she's doing well. The main reason Darren's going fast is because I don't want to run into another four-wheel drive on top of the dune, because I would literally get swallowed and the four-wheel drive would land on top of me. So Darren's going first in the Y62. Tomorrow we'll swap. Darren's gonna drive the buggy, I'm gonna drive the Y62. Same thing, Y62 goes first for safety, and then the buggy sort of does its own thing behind. All right, let's get going.
What's that coming over the hill? It's a buggy. It's a buggy.
We made it to Camp 8.
Yeah, ooh.
Darren, how are you feeling?
I feel like I've just done an hour in the gym. Everything has been shaken and moved, and I don't think there's one thing left in the car or the trailer, and it's in the same place.
You sort of feel like a ragdoll, don't you?
You do, and you watch the trailer just. But yeah.
Oh.
Good. They're getting bigger. They're getting steeper.
It's day 9.
Day 9.
It is day 9, and it's day 2 in the Simpson Desert itself. Hey Darren, what are you up to?
Tightening my nuts. Doing my morning trailer nut check. And yeah, we've definitely got one that we need to tighten, but the bolt is inside the trailer as well.
I'll help you with that.
So yeah, that one.
So Darren already started the morning routine. Check all our nuts, bolts, clean the air filters, check the oil. All that standard morning stuff, just to make sure that everything is ready. What's wrong with this picture? Why is the tent not straight?
The tent is going for a walk. Yeah, the tent has basically rattled itself loose and then slid across the bars. So these were actually off at one side.
So you can see on this one, it slid all the way to there, which is enough on the other side to pop off the rails.
So we just need to basically lift it back over and reattach it, tighten them again.
We tighten it as much as we can, and we put 3 heavy-duty zip ties to sort of last resort, help it not slide all the way to the other side. But we'll see how we go. We'll keep an eye on it.
You lost your max tracks. We're out of tune.
Well,
I was like, what the heck? Oh, I know what that is.
you'll be glad to know that Dad's gonna live here now,
Yeah.
because that ain't getting back on there.
Yeah.
My bracket is toast.
Oh, yeah.
It's the actual bracket that's bent.
Yeah. Holy moly.
Alright, we made it to site number 12. We had a little bit of a hiccup. Engine started cutting out. I think it started overheating. But we had great help from local desert mechanics over there. And they just helped us clean the carburetor, and it's all good now. I was there for a convoy. 1961 Beach Buggy, Y62 Patrol, and a 15 Camels.
Fly away, Mr. Fly. Buzz, 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 buzz.
Good morning, guys. Day 10, is it?
Yeah.
Day 10. Out of 2021. We're pretty much halfway. How cool is that? Alright, we are at camp number 13. Hey Darren, what are you doing?
Morning maintenance, mate. Bit of inox in the throttle so that it doesn't rev like a maniac. And checking my nuts as always. Morning nut check.
Morning nut check. Yeah, guys, if you're on a trip like this, we keep repeating that, but couldn't be more true. Check all the nuts and bolts, check if everything is loose. It's better to find something loose than lose it. How good is that? Cappuccino in the middle of the desert, running an inverter. Yeah, good life. Well, our oil leak is getting bigger and bigger, and well, have a look. So we used to lose about, I would say, a cup of oil a day maybe.
Yeah.
Now we lost 2 cups of oil in the last about an hour and a half, 2 hours of driving. So it's getting definitely more significant. I would be a lot more worried if we would be at the beginning of Simpson. We are, what, 100 something Ks, 200 Ks from Birdsville, but it's just a fairly easy track, so hopefully it will last till we get there. We'll then do oil change and wash the engine and check where it's leaking from and fix it before we head another 1,000 kilometers towards Cooper PD and Anne Beadell Highway. Well, let's hope that we'll make it to Birdsville, because right now it's spreading oil everywhere. It's all covered. We haven't washed that seat, that's just oil. But yeah, we'll put some oil in it, let it cool down. We'll probably do more stops and let it cool down more in between. And hopefully we'll get us to Birdsville.
Yep, I did another one.
And there's our beautiful engine covered in grass and oil.
Now, because the exhaust is off, there's a mandatory engine start. Alright, where is it coming from? Be from up here. Yep, that's it, it's dripping from right there.
Yeah.
Alright,
You
go.
ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, fire. What day is it today?
Day
11.
11.
we managed to get everything off and find where it's coming from. It was coming from the ball bearing, basically, or where the camshaft is attached and comes through into the pulley. And I realized that there is no seal there, and that oil should not be coming out of there. And so basically what's happening is the oil breather has to be clogged, which means the pressure builds up in the crankcase and the oil just tries to find the easiest way out. And so we did discover that the hose for the oil breather ended up being kinked, probably through all the corrugations and everything, and so it was completely blocked and the crankcase couldn't breathe, or the oil couldn't breathe. So we cut that piece out, just mounted it nice and straight, cleaned up the filter and put everything back together, and she's ready to go. Alright, we'll get this finished, probably take a shower because we are dirty, and have brekkie and get going. Yeah, see you guys in the dunes. Alright, we made it, what, 5Ks?
Yeah.
Yeah, about 5Ks. That happened. I'm not an expert, but I think that the tire should be on the rim,
It will help.
not next to it, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, not a big deal. All we need to do is just lift the trailer up. So we just use the trailer legs to give us a little bit of a help, a little bit of clearance. Then we put a bottle jack under the rear suspension arm, lift it up, put a new wheel on because we've got spare wheels. Take this one with us, and when we get to Birdsville, we just pop the tire back on. It's just the tire came off, it's not punctured. But yeah, that's it. Just a rough road. Things like this happen. Make sure you have spare tires. Well, this track is taking its toll, and yeah, this is what it looks like. All we need to do now is just give it some air. It'll pop back onto the rim. If not, there seems to be a couple of ventilation holes here. We might just plug it up with a couple of plugs. You can see through the tire all the way through the other side onto the ground. No, I'm just kidding. This one is done. So we'll just raise the whole thing up, put a jack under the suspension, lift it up, take the wheel off, put a new wheel on, and keep going. Alright, set wrap. What does it look like?
Looks like the axle's bent.
It does look like the axle's bent. Definitely pops from this. Behold the leaning tower of axle.
Yeah.
It's not straight, and it should be straight. That's pretty much the story. Yeah. YouTube channel. Alright guys, quick update. So we flipped the axle upside down, so it's bent downwards rather than upwards. And we put a couple of spaces in there, so it's not tracking completely on the edge of the tire. That should really do the trick. It'll roll, it's not gonna rub on the chassis. And because the wheel alignment bolts are actually on max now with the top of the tire outwards, we can bring it a little bit more straight with that. And honestly, that should pretty much do the trick. And then when we get to town, just get a new axle, bolt it on, that's it.
guys, we finally made it to Poepel Corner. It's been quite a day. Poepel Corner is where you can stand in 3 states pretty much at the same time. So this is South Australia, Jake's in Queensland, and over here is the Northern Territory. So this is where the border of the 3 states meets. And yeah, it's a pretty cool spot. There's the big Salt Lake behind us.
There's actually an interesting story about this. How they measured it with chains, and they were like a couple hundred meters off or something. And
right.
how do you measure distance across half of Australia with chains?
That's pretty impressive.
It is.
Mm.
All right, we'll go find some camp, eh?
Yeah.
Day 12?
Day 12?
Day 12.
Day 12.
Welcome to day 12. We are at the Salt Lakes on the K1 line between the QA line and Poepel's Corner.
Mm.
What's the plan for today?
Plan for today is to go onto the QAA line and head for Birdsville. Hotel, beer, food, shower, bed.
Yes, we
So
are
that's
very
the
much
plan.
very
Let's-
much looking forward to that.
Yeah, we're going to aim for Birdsville today, so we'll get trucking and see if we can get there. I don't think he's making this. Nicely done.
Patrol style, more power. He's either gonna make it or flip the trailer. Oh, that's better. More power. Alright, Darren, where are we?
We are on top of Big Red in the Simpson Desert. So we've just taken the buggy up a few times, which you'll see. And we also got the Y62 with the trailer up.
We did.
One of the harder
First
sections.
try.
Yeah,
Maybe second.
second, but it
But,
was pretty close the first time.
Also, bloody good reversing.
Yeah.
Reversing a trailer down the sand dune, especially this big.
It's not easy, especially when
That's
lots of
some
people
skills.
are watching you.
Yeah, and look, first try was pretty good.
Yeah, so awesome spot this is. I've seen it so many times on TV and pictures and stuff like that, so it's really cool to be here and actually
Yeah,
come.
couple of flies here with us.
Yeah, it is. But the buggy did amazing.
All right, we're gonna head to Birdsville now, get some shower and dinner, and take a
Bed.
day off.
Yes.
And then we have another week ahead of us. And by the way, West Coast recovery, we did it. We crossed the Simpson Desert in something else than a 4-wheel drive.
Thank you for the challenge,
Yep.
and we definitely enjoyed it.
Yep.
Ready for I've got an upcoming shoot coming, so I need to do hair and makeup, get the dust out of my beard. Welcome to the episode chapter 3 of the Jurassic Anne Beadell Highway Park. Yes. The dust is making me crazy.
The dust and the last 2 weeks of washing machine.
Yeah. Anyway, welcome back. This is our Anne Beadell leg of the journey. So we have done Perth to Laverton, up the Great Central Road to Uluru. We went across the Mount Dare, we then crossed the Simpson Desert on the Madigan line, we came down the Hay River line, and then we went on the QAA to Birdsville. So check all of that out if you haven't checked those episodes. And then from Birdsville, we took the Birdsville track to Coober Pedy,
That was fun.
which was a rough ride yesterday. And from here, we've got 1,350 kilometers along the Anne Beadell Highway, which is not a highway, it's all off-road. And with a bit of good luck, in 5 or 6 days' time, we'll top out in Laverton.
We'll see how the track goes. Hopefully it's not 1,300 k's of this. Probably is, isn't it? Well, we'll see.
That's what it's come to. There's not even sugar in it.
No. Because, well, it's not that we don't have milk. It's just most of our milk is
Offer frozen.
sort of frozen, but also 2 weeks old.
Yeah. And it's been frozen, unfrozen, frozen, unfrozen.
Yeah, I think we don't want to risk drinking that in the middle of Anne Beadell.
Oh.
So, day something,
What is it, Monday? So like,
14, 15, 16.
yeah.
Day 16. Bruce the buggy, ready to go.
Hopefully.
So we are what, 200 k's out of Coober Pedy.
11:50 to go. About 5:70 to the roadhouse where we'll get fuel, hopefully.
Yeah. Did we call ahead if they have it?
No.
Well, we found ourselves a runway, and in a true motor enthusiast style, there's only one thing we can do on the runway, can we? A3, A2, A1.
Oh wait, I forgot to put it in gear.
I think that means I won. Take two.
A2, A1, go.
This was a lot closer than I thought it would be.
Yeah, I had to let off because the trailer was...
I know. But man, it was close. Let's get back on the track. That's a little bit of wobbly here.
Hey mate, did you crash the buggy into a tree?
Welcome to Bush Mechanics 101.
What is going on?
But basically what happened is a transmission got ripped up. So alright, then it's supposed to have a bolt going through the rat piece, and it's supposed to be attached here and to the body. So yeah, we'll see what we can do. In the meantime, we'll have lunch. The problem with drill bits is they're round. The only thing we have that's a ratchet gun, impact driver, has a hexagon hole. So we do have a Dremel. So we're just making the round drill bit into a hexagon drill bit. See, it's becoming a hexagon.
Yeah. Right, so look what we've got now.
Yeah,
I've got an awning bracket holding our transmission to the aluminium bash plate. So we've bolted the bracket from the transmission to the bash plate. So thanks to Bushwhacker for the awning bracket, and thanks to Jake for his improvisation and transmission fix.
Here you go.
So we made it 5 kilometers, I'd say.
Oh,
Yeah, massive 5 kilometers.
sounds like 2, but yeah.
And then, yeah, this happened. So we're gonna try and just winch her up at the back, lift her up, get the tire changed. These have got tubes in them, so we can at least put a new tube in it. We've got 2 spares. So this is not deja vu, this is not a different scene. Well, this is a different scene. This is 200 meters up the road.
Yeah, and that's not a joke. It is literally 200 meters up the road. Well, if we weren't experts an hour ago, we definitely are now. But hey, new tube, new fix. Let's get out of here.
Let's go another. I bet we've got another 2,500 kilometers.
Yes, exactly. Agree with that. That's all we need to get home. Just 2,500 kilometers. They love using the roads and they just don't want to get off the road. Even if we stop, they also stop, but they don't want to get off the road. It's not like we're trying to chase them or anything. They just, that's what they do. If you drive through here, everyone has the same story. That's what they do. They smell so bad, and they poop while they're running, and it's flying on in front of the buggy. But poof, they smell. Well, we made it to camp. Well, camp made it to us. If you guys know what's wrong with this picture, please put it in comments. We're not really sure, but the buggy ain't going straight. Well, in all seriousness, how far did we make it? Maybe 2Ks, 3Ks? Actually no, we did about 9Ks.
Yeah, made massive progress.
We saw camels.
We did see camels.
That was cool.
They flammed and pooed.
Well, so they poo so much while they're running that the wheel then flings it and it just goes everywhere.
It's also all over the jerry cans, which is real nice.
There is a little bit of camel poo.
And
okay, a lot.
Here's some camel drool.
And they also spit that while they're running, and it flies through the air and hits whatever's behind them.
Yeah, to summarize today, in one word, I would say today was a bit of a clusterfuck.
Yeah.
We managed to do 100 kilometers. So our transmission bolts sheared and snapped, so we spent some time fixing that. We got 100 yards up the track and got a puncture.
Yeah.
So we fixed that. Then we got another 500 kilometer, maybe 2.
Yeah.
And then it went pop again. So we fixed it again. And then we got 9 kilometers and it broke again. And now, here's the really exciting bit. We don't have any more tubes.
Day 17. It is 5:30 in the morning. We realized that there has to be something wrong with the tire because, I mean, it shredded 3 tubes within, what, 2 kilometers. And so we were like, well, we do have a spare tire. Let's see if we can pop that one on. And then we noticed that it says tubeless on the tire. And the rims are the same rims as the front ones, which do have tubeless tires. So Darren had a genius idea. should we try to just wrestle the tire on and get it onto the bead and see if we can inflate it as a standard tubeless tire? And so we did. We wrestled it on, and there was a little bit of a gap, but it was pretty close actually. So we tried the good old brake cleaner and fire trick because we tried to inflate it with a little thumper with the ARB compressor, and it's just not enough pressure, and it just leaks out of all the gaps around the bead. But yeah, you spray a little bit of a spray and then light it up, and it just does poof, and it locked onto the bead. If you haven't seen that technique, here is what it looks like. And whoa. Ta-da! A wheel. Yeah. There's nothing that a mallet, a zip tie, and a piece of duct tape can't fix, hey?
Exactly.
Alright, we'll get this done, pack up, have some caffeine, brekkie, and get on the road.
Well, this is becoming a little bit of a familiar sight. So we made it about 1 kilometre, and then I realised that I had no brakes. So
Who needs brakes?
who needs brakes when you're driving this track? Alright, there is our fix. Oh no, it's pissing out. Yeah, not pissing out. Okay, plan B. So I'm joined on the track by Dr. Brake. Dr. Brake, run us through what you've done.
Look, I've been fixing brakes for 40 years by now, and you know, we developed our own technique. So really it comes down to two options. One is you try to fix it with as many zip ties and pipe ties, or whatever they're called, hose clamps, as you can, and if that doesn't work, you just cut the line and put a screw in it. Yeah. And now you have 3 brakes instead of 4, which means you're gonna be using less brake fluid. Yay! I
Well,
don't think that's how it works.
that's a fascinating technique, Dr. Brake.
Yeah, we never had any customer coming back complaining. Well, this is a familiar sight, isn't it?
Well, isn't it just?
But hey, we've done 150 k's at least. That's good. And
Whoa!
there she goes. Alright, now we just need to add some pressure. I'll probably run a little bit higher pressure just so it stays on the rim. But hey,
Gotta go dirty 30.
that's it. Here, South Australia, other side, Western Australia. We're going to cross the Salt Lake, and then we are going to find a camp which is about 10 kilometers from here in Western Australia.
We have done slightly better this
As
time.
Darren says, this is evolution.
This is evolution. We actually cut the end off it, but
Also, we don't have 16 plugs in there.
yeah, there's only one. It does look better. We've crossed the border. We're about 10 kilometers across the border now.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we are gonna get to the roadhouse. We're gonna refuel.
What is the roadhouse called?
Oh, it's like, I want to say like Irluka or something like that. Is it? Irluka?
Something like that. Irkaluka.
Irkaluka.
We have to look it up.
We'll
'Cause
anyway,
we just see the sign for it, and that makes us happy, and that's all.
That's the only place I want to get to.
Pretty much.
So yeah, we'll get there tomorrow. We'll refuel and we'll pick up a few bits and bobs as we always do.
Well, we made it to Ilkalka.
Did you ask her how to say it?
No. So apparently they're slightly
Out of unleaded.
So we were like, well, maybe we can order it and camp here for a couple of days. No, it takes at least a month. So we are going to basically see how far we can make it. We'll try to make it obviously all the way to Leverton. Obviously the closer we get, the easier we can call someone to come from Leverton and bring us fuel. But yeah, anyways, we'll probably drive for another couple of minutes, stop somewhere, nice place, have lunch, and then we'll have another easy 3 hours of driving. We probably have a region 60-70, so we can probably do another 200 k's today, which means we'll have 300 k's for tomorrow, and that honestly we should be able to make it to Leverton by tomorrow night. So I'm driving right, and then Darren calls over the radio and says, "Hey, the trailer's fucked. The wheel on the trailer came off." And so I come back, and he's right. This actually might be not as bad as it looks, because the bearings are shredded. So we did confirm that it was just the bearing that basically exploded. But yeah, so we're just gonna clean that up. Darren is just cleaning the rear bearing that stayed there. Just need to clean this properly in because it's full of sand, and last thing you want is sand in your wheel bearings. Then we'll pack it with packing grease, which we have a tube of. Again, genius to take that, and we'll put the wheel back on and go find a camp.
What's up, boy?
Welcome to our campsite. The lights are still flashing.
And the final resting place of the trailer.
The track is there. Like, that is the track here. So what happened? We were able to clean up all the bearings and put everything back together. The only thing we realized is that we have the wrong bearings. Well, we have the rear bearings.
Well, when I went to the shop, I asked for an inner and an outer, and they've given me 2 outers.
Not one inner, one outer. So we
we're
have one inner, the one from the back of the wheel, but we don't have the one from the front that holds the wheel on, which is the more important one. Right now we're sort of thinking of, well, we're definitely staying here for tonight, but the question is, can we take the buggy, drive to town, get wheel bearing, come back, fix it, and drive back to town? And also, there is a broken down Hilux about 70 kilometers from here. It's a wreck, so we might want to call some mechanic and find out if maybe 2 wheel bearings or hubs from the Hilux would fit the trailer. But that's all. Story for tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. It is freezing. We managed to get up at 6. We devised a plan yesterday for today. What's the plan?
So we need to work out how much fuel we've got in the Y62. So we're going to do that first, because the long range tank sensor is not working properly.
It's still broken, yeah.
So we're going to do that, and then we're going to take the hub off of the trailer, and we are going to drive to Leverton and see if we can get some replacement parts. So I was just in getting fuel and coffee, and I thought I'll just nip into the supermarket, it's right next door. And they had one of the bearing sets. So they had the big inner bearing, but not the outer.
The one we don't need.
The one we don't need. But they had bearings, which were almost there.
Well, it was the right set. It was just the half of the set that we don't need.
It's half set. So DJ, who works in the petrol station, said he might have some more. So we are going to check.
See what we can find.
Otherwise, it's a 6-hour round trip to Kalgoorlie.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the plan, right? We were going to go to Kalgoorlie, pick them up, but
we spoke to Statewide Bearings today. They've got them, so we were going to go.
Well, it's roughly 4 hours there, 4 hours back, so 8-hour trip.
700-kilometer round trip.
Yeah.
On top of the 400 back to the trailer.
Yeah. So it's not just 8-hour trip. It's also probably another $400 or $500 on fuel to get there and back.
It's at least 12 hours of driving to get back to the trailer today.
Yeah. But
let's see.
Put that outside. There's your bearing, man.
dude,
Oh my word.
we've got 2 bearings, and one of them is the one we need.
So how much was it going to cost you in fuel to go to Kalgoorlie?
Oh, quite a bit. And then
These bearings costing you $500 now.
Yeah. That one.
This is my 1979 Toyota Cressida. It originally had a 2.6 litre straight 6 in it. I found this in the bush, sitting on its belly, no wheels or anything on it.
Oh wow.
And then I wanted to build a bush car from the bush, and so the goal was to make something running and driving using only parts in the wrecks that we find around here. So within 5 kilometers of us, we've got about 100 car wrecks.
Jeez.
And so I just started picking bits and pieces, found the 5.4 litre V8 and transmission in a friend's car in their backyard. So that runs and works. It's got VB Commodore manual rack and pinion in it now, so it got rid of the steering box. It's got a Hilux rear end in it. It's got VT Commodore rear shocks, custom drive shaft.
That is so cool.
And it all works together.
It all works. I've just got to build the exhaust system and then we can go thrash it in the bush. So this is purely just go bush bashing.
And this runs?
This does run, yep.
This guy's a genius, isn't it? Do you have like an Instagram or something we can follow you on?
Yes, I'm on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook. Automotive Carnage is my channel, and you can find the whole build series on there.
Oh, that's cool.
Along with everything else that I go out and play with and find, and there's some rare cars that we find out there, so cool.
Alright guys, check out the links to his YouTube and Insta.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much.
Good news. Trailer's still here, intact. Bruce is still here, intact. Bring the wrenches. Alright guys, it is about 6:30 p.m. Sun has long set, but we managed to fix the trailer. It's sitting there behind the Y62. It rolls on 2 wheels, and yeah, it was a perfect fit. The trailer is rolling for now. So you guys might be wondering, why am I following Darren so close and what are we doing here? So we're trying to get some progress, and it's dark, which is not ideal, but we don't really have another option. We don't have a permit to be here anymore, so we need to get out of here as soon as we can. But also we want to get to Leverton as early as we can so we can make it to Perth by Sunday, because we both need to be at work on Monday. And so what we're doing is, Darren is driving in front of me, because if he'll be behind me, he wouldn't have a chance to see anything because of the dust cloud that will be behind me. He would have to drop really far back. He does have a light bar. The light bar is, you know, pretty decent for sort of close and slow driving, but here he wouldn't see anything in the distance. So he'll be behind me, he wouldn't really see much. So we swap around, so Darren is ahead. And I'm closely behind him. I'm far enough that if he slams the brakes, I can still easily stop and not put him in any danger. But I'm close enough that he can actually see because of my spotties and my light bar. Especially the light bar that's on the roof that actually goes over the top of the buggy. Corrugations! I look so... Ugh.
Santander dirty.
Oh guys, we made it to camp, and look who's here with us. Oh, that's actually cool. Buggy, Bruce the buggy, and a trailer.
Trailer has 2 wheels again.
Exactly, not one, not 1.5, 2 wheels. Oh yeah, the Y62 made it too.
Yeah, sort of.
Good morning, guys. We managed to get some sleep. It was cold, wasn't it?
Oh, it was very cold.
It was definitely down to 0. Heating blankets. Oh, yes. Either like a seriously proper sleeping bag or have heating blankets, but you know, just because it's 30 degrees during the day, it doesn't mean that it's not gonna get down to 0 at night. And so you need to be prepared for both. But anyways, morning. We are going to, what is it now, day 20?
Yeah, I think so.
Day 20. We are just going to check all the bolts and nuts as per usual. We're not going to bother having brekkie or anything. We are 200 k's from Leverton. The road only gets better from here. So yeah, we'll get everything ready, shoot there, and hopefully see you guys back at the intersection that we left from 3 weeks ago.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. See you there.
See ya.
We made it about 30 kilometers. And you might be wondering where I am. I'm under the Y62 for a change. And here's why. It looks like we caught a stick, and a stick ripped through the boot, but it came from the front and it also kinked the brake line. And so we have brake fluid dripping everywhere and we don't have brakes. Alright, so we performed the same surgery as we did on Bruce. Cut the brake line, the hose, put a screw in the hole, hose clamp around, clamp it up. So there's no more leak. We do have 3 brakes only now. And we don't have any brakes on the trailer. And there's not much brake fluid left, but it should be enough to get us to Leverton. We're about 170 k's out. Most of the road from here is fairly straight, so not many tight corners to brake for. So as long as the brakes brake to a degree, that's good. It's not leaking anymore, so it's not getting any worse. Right, almost there, 170 k's, come on! Still going forward though. You made it! We made it! Woo! Oh my god!
So happy to see that sign. And I literally cannot believe that thing has done what it's done.
Where's the buggy made it?
Great Central Road, Simpson Desert, Anne Beadell Highway, 1961. Diesel engine. It's a month. Cheers. Stood here 21 days ago under that sign with the buggy, the Y62 in the trailer, and we were just away to head up the Great Central Road and start our journey. And we basically said, can we make it up the Great Central Road to Uluru, cross the Mount there, cross the Simpson Desert on the Madigan line, pop out in Birdsville, go down at Cooper Pedy, and then just go across the Anne Beadell for the fun of it, and come back and pop out of that road. And yeah, here we are, 3 weeks later, and we actually made it. I have to say, hell of an adventure.
Yeah.
So many things went wrong, but we made it. Largely thanks to Jake's ingenious mechanical skills and somehow getting us rolling. But you know, put it in context. That is a 1961 Volkswagen Beetle engine. The buggy's 1964, and it has made that trip.
But honestly, what an adventure.
Yeah.
It was hard, it was enduring, it was...
There were times when we were miles from anywhere and we had some serious issues, and you had to wonder whether we would get out at all.
But look, I wouldn't change a thing. I would definitely do this again if I would be able to go back in time now and decide to do it or not. I would take the red pill.
Yeah, I did the red pill. And guys, look, we'll do a video. I think I was driving along the road, and I think, you know, go through what we took,
Yeah.
go through what broke, go through what we would learn from this trip and what we would do differently. I think if you guys are going to be doing some of these trips, then it'll be invaluable.
And the amount of learning experience a trip like this gives you, it's incredible. But yeah, that's it. We're gonna go celebrate and eat some good lunch. Big thanks to all our sponsors.
Yep.
So huge thank you to iTech World for powering the buggy with its battery and helping us along the road. Big thanks to EcoX Gear. Look at the soundbar. I have to say, driving that for 3 weeks straight, having a good music, that was awesome.
Yeah, and we did a video on that soundbar. And
Yeah.
we said, you know, it's dust-proof, rock-proof, it's everything-proof.
You've seen what we've done to it.
We have absolutely hammered that thing.
Hey, new one. They should put it in the box. It's oil-proof.
Yeah.
We covered it in oil.
Yeah.
Huge shout out and thanks to Carbon.
Yep.
We didn't get stuck, so we didn't have to use the carbon winch to recover ourselves, but we have used it many times to winch various pieces of cars and buggies up in the air so we can actually work on them.
Yep.
But also the peace of mind, like knowing that we can always pull things out. And a huge shout out to Farrell for sponsoring this trip.
Keeping this. This is what kept us sane at night. At the end of the day, if we didn't have these, we'd be struggling. Yeah.
All right, we'll go get lunch. Thank you guys for watching this series. Hope you liked it. If you did, let us know. If you didn't, let us know why. And hey, we're open to any other challenges you guys have out there.
Yeah, once we fixed our cars.
Cheers, guys.
See
See
ya.
ya.